Hey everyone, it's Phil from Aussie Garage. Now I'm here today at Bangin Headlights. Now we're about to start giving away the free headlights that we advertised at Christmas. Now we've got a few people coming in today. Now we're giving away some of the traditional 7 LED headlights from Bangin Headlights, which are fantastic in classic cars, muscle cars, modified cars, and even newer cars like this. Now we're going to start the process today, so let's get into it.
This episode of Aussie Garage is brought to you by our proud partners.
Okay, so we've got Rich here today. Now Rich is one of the first people that'll won. Now you've got this beautiful car behind us, mate.
Sure do.
And you won one of these brand new set of headlights that we're going to put in today.
Yep, thank you very much.
Yeah, so what kind of car you got at the moment behind us here?
It's a 2002 Defender.
Yep.
TD5 motor. And
Nice.
yeah, it's had a bit of work done, but it's lacking in the lighting department.
Yeah, not a problem. So at the moment, you've just got generic LEDs in at the moment, Alan?
Yeah, it's just a generic LED, just not really that bright. So
Yeah,
at
fair
night time,
enough.
not that great. So I end up using the light bar a fair bit where you
Yeah,
probably
fair
shouldn't.
enough. Well, these are going to make a huge difference in your car,
Yeah.
so let's get them stuck in there, mate.
Awesome, thank you.
So Rich, today we're installing a set of our very popular traditional 7 headlights. We can see that you've already got some LED headlights in there. Are you not happy with them? Are they not bright enough?
No, not bright enough, quite dim.
Okay.
So yeah, just looking for an upgrade and yeah.
Interesting. So what we'll do is we'll pull these out and we'll do a comparison on the wall showing those headlights versus our traditional 7. And the added advantage of our headlights, especially for classic cars, classic car owners, is that they look really classic. They look like they belong in your car. So, you know, your car is relatively new compared with many of our other customers. But if you had like a 1950s Ford or a 1970s Chevy, a lot of customers, they find modern Jeep headlights look a little too modern. So we'll see how our traditional 7 restores that original look to your Land Rover.
Yeah, awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah. This one goes to the bottom. 1. This is a very common headlight mounting system we see in English cars, and it's effective, but it's a bit clunky compared with what we see in a lot of American or Aussie cars, but we'll give you a look. Okay, so here comes the old headlight, and there we go. Okay, old headlights out. So this is a really unique headlight mounting system. We pretty much only see this in English cars, where these 3 retainer clips, 1, 2, and I've removed one, hold the headlight to the trim ring, and then the trim ring actually mounts to the car. So you'll see that there isn't actually a physical bucket in this car, like you'll see in most of the other installs that we're going to do later today and tomorrow. So we're going to remove the headlight from this trim ring and install our own traditional 7 Bangin headlight, exactly the same way as this came out. So now that we've mounted our traditional 7 Bangin headlight, we're going to show you how easy it is to just simply plug and play. You'll see that we have a 3-prong plug. This is exactly like a stock steel beam headlight. It's also known as an H4 plug. For our viewers who are interested, that's your earth, that's your low beam, and that's your high beam, and I'm going to plug it in now. And that's it, it's done. Rich, why don't you turn the headlights on and we'll check that everything's working like expected. Let's go low beam and high beam. Let's go low beam and high beam. Yeah, very good. And off. Okay, so you've seen how this headlight has come out of the car with the trim ring still on it. This is actually very unusual. We only see this in English cars, and we get a lot of our customers with English cars saying, hey, I can't get everything to fit back together. So we're going to give you a detailed look at how these clips work. They're really finicky. It's an English thing. God knows why they did it like this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the top on the ring, because once the headlight comes out of the ring, it can be very hard to know how things are supposed to go back together. So I'm just going to put a little mark there with my paint pen, and that's our top. Now this is the finicky thing. There are these 3 retaining clips that hold the headlight in, and they come off from the front. Taking them out is the easy part. And you might be tempted to leave them half in there, but believe me, it's easier if you take them out all the way. Years of rust and grime coming off on my hands. And see, this is what I mean. The headlight has come out, but still you wanna take this out all the way. It just makes your life easier putting it back together. So we'll get this headlight out of the way. You can actually see something interesting. This headlight has a massive bulge at the back, so big that in many classic cars I know that you'll struggle to fit this in, whereas ours is very skinny. We deliberately made it as skinny as possible so that even in the tightest of spaces you could get it to fit without messing around. Okay, so I'm getting the headlight to line up. What I'm doing here is I'm getting these 3 holes to line up with the locator tabs, with these brackets, as some people call them. And I'm going to do a quick turnover and check that the top, like I marked with my green pen, aligns with the top that's engraved in the glass. It's important that the headlight faces the right way up. So now that I know it's in the right orientation, I'm going to go in one by one and get these feet hooked on with the brackets. This really is a balancing act, as you're going to find out. There we go. That's what I mean by all 3 of them have to line up perfectly, and then you want to tighten them, because if you try to do them one at a time, by the time you get to the 3rd one, the first one would have fallen out. But with there, it's solidly secure. It's never going to come out. So I always want to stress how plug and play our headlights are. You'll see this is the stock plug. This is our headlight. We plug it in, and that's what we mean by plug and play. So earlier today, Rich came in with this generic LED headlight, plastic lens, very modern looking. We replaced it with our traditional 7 Bangin headlight. Glass lens, looks extremely classic, and surprisingly, it's a lot brighter than this headlight. So here's the headlight that Rich came in with. It's a big headlight, it's got a plastic lens, and it's very modern looking. And in comparison, there's our traditional 7, very classic looking glass lens, slim profile. But let's not just talk about the features, let's show you that this headlight is actually brighter than this headlight. So here's the headlight Rich came in with, and have a look at the light on the wall. It is very fuzzy, it's very hazy, it's full of, I call this Swiss cheese, so many gaps in the light, and actually I found it very hard to tell which way is up or down, if that's the right way up or the right way down, and that's a bad sign when you can't tell which way the headlight's supposed to be pointing. And let's give you a look at our traditional 7 in comparison. Here's our traditional 7 plugged in, and you can see also another thing I haven't mentioned before, but it's got a nice warm white colored light, and there you see it's got none of that Swiss cheese. It's a completely clear wash of light. It's really wide, you can see from side to side. One headlight goes from curb to curb, and it's got such a nice sharp cutoff line, and that you see that zigzag on the wall. The right side is lower than the left. This is the correct beam pattern for Australia, right-hand drive beam pattern. We also make a left-hand drive for Europe and the USA. There you go, traditional 7 Bangin headlight on the wall.
All right, Ridge, tell us a bit about your Land Rover Defender.
So 2002 Defender with the TD5 engine. Yeah, so use it on family sort of camping trips, a bit of 4x4ing, weekends with mates, that sort of thing. Pretty worked. So starting at the front, so you got winches front and back. Just always want to have a rear winch in the vehicle, and this one got it. So yeah, bull bar, winch, bit of bar work, allied beadlocks, full airbag suspension as well. So on road you can keep it nice and low. Off road, if I need to, I can raise it up, get over an obstacle, drop it back down. Also for camping, easy to level it up as well. Yeah, got sliders down the side, lockers front and rear, canopy as well. It's a bit different to your normal tray canopy setup. I got two attached to the tub, so I ended up just cutting and putting a canopy into the actual tub. It's not actually free floating. There are a set of drawers in the back that run the entire length as well. And then yeah, coming around the back, yeah, got a little winch in there. I made up a bit of a mount for it to tuck in with the hitch as well.
Nice. And you got the rock sliders around the side here too?
Yeah, so it's just a bit of tub protection. Just every time you kind of get in a few ruts, always found coming out, usually the back corners normally cop it.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd get some protection there early before I damage the sides, because as you can see, they're a nightmare to fix and replace to get back together. Yeah, so interior is pretty much sort of standard. Blacked out the interior, retrimmed the seats, different steering wheel, different dash, updated the head unit.
Nice. GME radio.
Yeah, I've redone the headliner, full sound deadening throughout as well. That was fun. Headliner used to be like the grey colour. I went and did a nice textured black. Just makes it feel a bit nicer, adds a bit more to the sound deadening as well.
That's good.
Yeah, and then under the bonnet we have, as I said, she's not a show car, so she gets a bit dirty. So yeah, it's your TD5 motor. Turbo is from TD5 inside. Ali Sport intake, Ali Sport full front mount intercooler, with a tune as well to match, so pushes out a bit more than factory. But yeah, that goes alright.
What sort of power would you be pushing out with this?
It's about 220 and 500 newton meters behind it.
Nice.
Which makes it move pretty good. Yet to see a dyno, but it will one day, just to see what it does out of interest. And then yeah, we got a nice set of brand new headlights, which I think really does make it look quite nice.
Oh yeah, you've got to be happy with that.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Bangin Headlights. Very nice, mate. I see there's one more thing on your car that we haven't covered yet. Just over here, you've got a custom water tank going on here.
That's actually a front runner tank.
Oh, okay.
So I managed to squeeze that one in there. I didn't have much space to work with, so it took me a while to find a tank that actually fit in that space. So always good to have water off bush. And this is also my dual shower awning as well. So you can shower one side and the other side separated, and this
fully
is
set
in
up.
between.
Yeah.
So you can set up your shower and stuff on this side, and there's the water to plumb in. And,
Perfect.
Yeah, it'd have like a change area as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And with the suspension, you got airbags, so does it go up a certain height and does it drop all the way to the ground, or what's the go there?
Yes, if you go, you can drop it straight in the bump stops, so she'll lay flat, and then you can raise it to approximately probably a 4-inch lift on full extension, so it does get quite high. I can flick on the air and I'll show you how it works.
Let's see how that goes, yeah.
So it runs a E-level AccuAir system. So this is your right height on level 2. That's level 1. So this is great for when I'm at home trying to get into the car park, trying to avoid the patio. I don't have to take anything off the top, don't have to deflate tires. I just hit the button, she drops down, and then you can just get in. And then you saw the right height, and then she'll go all for it, but she'll just need to pump up a bit.
Wow.
And she'll just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, okay, that's definitely about 4-inch there.
Yeah, so you jump into this mode if you're trying to get over big steps, anything like that, and then once you're over it, drop it back down so you can get your center of gravity back low again. Yeah. So that works quite well.
Very cool.
But yeah, and then just back to drive height.
Very cool. Well, that's a quick rig rundown. Cool. Thanks for that.
No worries, thank you very much.
Ridge, well, now you've got a set of Bangin headlights in your car at the moment, mate. They look fantastic. We really appreciate you applying for the competition and joining in with the Bangin Headlights and Aussie Garage giveaway. But thanks a lot for coming out today and putting the headlights in. We appreciate it, mate.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, mate.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching this week's episode, everyone. And also, don't forget to check out the website. We've got some awesome merch on there. Maybe even grab something for yourself or someone else.
And we appreciate you guys supporting us.